This is the Harmonograph, and uniquely amongst the M-Lock kit it comes in its own custom built plywood box, but it has reinforcements on the corners and it has steel handles on either end. It doesn't have any wheels that has to be carried. It does weigh about 20 kilograms, so this is definitely a two-person lift. If you open the clasp at the front, you can see inside the Harmonograph comes as a complete kit, but it does also have a complete set of instructions to help you assemble it. It has a screwdriver with the kit and also a number of pens. We take out the parts one at a time. This is the rod to which the pen will attach. This is the plate upon which the paper will go that traces the patterns. There are two aluminium rods that will support the pen holder and the plate, and this part, the main steel part, is the table that contains the two gimbal bearings for the two pendulums. The floor comes out, and underneath are a number of rods and the four legs that support the main table. And finally, the two large weights for the pendulum. It's easiest to fit the legs if initially you turn the table upside down. Each of these legs has a screw on the top, and the top of each leg is tapered, and that fits into a corresponding taper on the table. So you can drop the leg into the table, the screw goes underneath, tighten it up, and that will draw the leg into the taper, and once it's tight, finger tight, that will be rigid. All four legs are then put in the same way. And the final leg fits in the same way. While the instrument's on its side, it's probably simplest to fit the pendulums. So just come across and do that. Both of these rods have threads in the end, and they will thread onto corresponding threads on the underside of the gimbals. But first, the weights have to fit on. The weights slide over these rods. It's quite a tight fit. And then you can assemble it onto the gimbal. Each of the weights can be moved up and down, and that is to change the frequency of the pendulum. They're tightened by a screw thread. The other weight fits on the same way. And that's the bottom half done. At this stage, both the weights are on the pendulums and the pendulums are free to swing at 90 degrees to each other. What we have to do now is to fit on the last two rods and the paper support and the pen support. Both of these two rods have pen and paper written on them, and you'll find that this side, the gimbal support, has pen written on it. So the pen rod goes on the pen gimbal, and that's just a simple thread. This leaves the paper rod to go on the other gimbal. The paper holder, which is aluminium, is fitted with a knurled screw that unscrews. This fits on the paper side, and the hole in the rod that slides into this rod has to line up with the screw hole, so that goes on there. And then this is secured by the same bolt. The pen holder goes on in the same way, has another knurled screw into this cylindrical section of aluminium that unscrews. The cylinder slips inside here, and finally, if you come to eye level, it's much easier to line up to get the screw in position. The final thing we have to do is to fit a pen. That's simply done by loosening this collar, dropping the pen through, tightening again, and you're ready to go.